Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Well, it's 21 degrees in Minneapolis right now. These Viking fans happy to make the trip south to watch their team. 2 games behind the Lions in the NFC North. Mike Zimmer watched the last Vikings game on TV at home with his daughter 10 days ago. He's back on the sideline today, Laura Oakman.
Hi, Kenny. After missing his first game in 23 years, Mike Zimmer told me he comes in with a different perspective, realizing how lucky he is to be here today doing what he loves. But that's not his only perspective of the day. He has a new one. He is going to be watching this game out of one eye. After his 4th surgery last week, Zimmer is wearing protective glasses over that right eye, which is completely taped shut. He'll also have a strength coach assigned to him all game, protecting his blind side. Kenny, the Vikings' agenda, keep their quarterback and their head coach from getting hit today.
Thanks, Laura. Jaguars win the toss, elect to defer. Jason Myers will get things started for Darrell Patterson. Back deep for the Vikings. Kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. So Sam Bradford and the Vikings offense will start from the 25-yard line.
And you can see how Sam Bradford has played this season. It's not the passing game, obviously, with Adrian Peterson out of the lineup. The challenges with the offensive line, the key element to the style that Minnesota is built. That running game is an integral part of this offense, and they've really struggled to find any type of rhythm this season.
Derek McKinnon in the backfield. 3 receivers set on first down. Vikings started the year 5-0. They have lost 6 of their last 7. Bradford looking to throw on first down. Can't find anyone. Now he throws, and it's caught after the bobble by the tight end Kyle Rudolph, and he takes it all the way down to the Jaguars' 32-yard line.
And you're going to have to make a change right now. If you're Jacksonville, you've got to be able to get some pressure. Look at the protection by Minnesota's offensive line. Sam Bradford all the time in the world. That puts a huge stress on your secondary. Very difficult to stay with players that long.
Here's McKinnon following the season-long 44-yard reception by Rudolph. And McKinnon gains a couple down to the Jaguars' 29-yard line.
And they call it locking on in that situation when the quarterback is moving around in the pocket. You have to plaster your man. Now watch Kyle Rudolph right here working against Jonathan Cyprien. You let him, look at that, right behind him. You cannot allow him to get beyond you, even though the quarterback is holding that ball.
Jaguars with the number 2 pass defense in the NFL allow the big play to start the game. Vikings send in the fullback, Zach Line. On second down and 8, it's McKinnon. And he is tackled by Senderick Mark, setting up the 3rd down and long for the Vikings as we check out the Minnesota offensive line.
Yeah, and Joe Berger is out of the lineup again, so Nick Easton gets the start again at center for the Minnesota Vikings. And here's an area we want to keep an eye on. Cordero Patterson. When we talk about the run game at the top and Jerick McKinnon, that's the traditional style of running the football we've seen on the last couple of plays. What other elements does Pat Shurmur add to that with Cordero Patterson and some of the other skill players in that run game?
3rd down and 9, 3 receivers set. Vikings must get to the 21 for a first down. They get the ball into the hands of Patterson, and he will not get there. Brought down at the 26. So Minnesota will send out Kai Forbath and the field goal unit after the tackle by Dante Fowler Jr. on Patterson.
A good response by the Jacksonville defense after giving up that explosive play on the scramble. Really kind of hunkered down in that situation to hold him to a field goal attempt.
All 3 of these guys were teammates at UCLA, now together with the Vikings after Forbath was signed in mid-November to replace Blair Walsh. He is 6 for 6 as a Viking. This a 43-yard attempt from the right hash. Forbath's kick is good. 2.5 minutes in on the first play from scrimmage. 44 yards from Bradford to Rudolph. Vikings take advantage, lead 3-0.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
3-0 lead for the Vikings. 44-yard reception. And then the 43-yard field goal. Jaguars had shut out their opponents in the first quarter in each of the last 3 games. Marquise Lee is back deep for Jacksonville. across the 20. Stays on his feet. And down at the 21-yard line. So Blake Bortles will lead the Jaguars offense onto the field for the first time.
And Blake Bortles is aware of all the negative statistics that are surrounding this offense and him in particular. And he's disappointed because it's overshadowing some good stuff that's been going on since Nathaniel Hackett took over this offense. He says they're running the ball better than they ever have. The protection is better as well. But unless they can eliminate these turnovers, the proof is in how he's playing at the quarterback spot. He has to stop with the interceptions.
A league high 15. Three wide receiver set. Bortles hands it off to T.J. Yeldon on first down, and he gains 5. Trey Waynes made the tackle. 2nd and 5. Upcoming, the Jacksonville offense.
Oh, tough loss up front. Brandon Linder out. Tyler Shatley gets the start at center. That's kind of the heart of that Minnesota defense inside. We'll keep an eye on that. And again, Allen Robinson last season, one of the more dynamic players on the outside, just big plays week in, week out. They haven't had that element this year. They had a meeting. They set some parameters. They feel like they're on the same page now on some of those routes. We'll see what happens today.
2nd down and 5. Our first flag, John Hussey, referee.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Left tackle Kelvin Beachum.
You just can't. You can't have those little penalties. Your margin for error is so small when you're having a season like Jacksonville is having right now, and you have a positive play on first down. You follow it up with a 5-yard penalty. You're back to 2nd and 10. Just like throwing it incomplete on first down.
3 receivers set. Yeldon lined up to the right with Bortles. On 2nd and 10, following the penalty. Pass was high, deflected off the hands of the tight end, Neil Sterling. Jaguars play starting tight end Julius Thomas on injured reserve yesterday.
And one of the things we'll keep an eye on is the platform of Blake Bortles. Now that looked good right there. That's a pass that's right there. Neil Sterling's got to make that catch. You got to make some plays. The ball is not always going to be perfect, so you've got to make some tough catches. You've got to generate some type of rhythm for this offense.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Therefore, the clock should have stopped. Will the clock operator please reset the game clock to 11:16, please? 11:16. Thank you very much.
Should stop on an incomplete pass.
I think that's one of the original rules.
Yes.
It's always been there. That's not something new.
Good catch by John Hussey. 3rd down and 10. Opening possession for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Three receivers set. Jaguars must get to the 31 for a first down, and Bortles is sacked back at the 12-yard line by Brian Robinson. That's his 7th sack this season.
And this is going to be another tough afternoon for that offensive line of the Jaguars up front, because you're going to have to account for another very good defensive line. And they had Denver last week. They did a decent job there, had a critical mistake at the end of the game that cost them, but they're following it up with a Minnesota front that's going to challenge them, not only with their personnel, but also their scheme. You can see all those guys walked up.
3 sacks the last 4 games for the 10-year vet Robinson. Brad Nortman punting for the first time. Adam Thielen for the injured Marcus Sherrills. Thielen with a miscue last week against Dallas. Takes it out across the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Vikings, who lead the Jaguars 3-0.
Game is sponsored by Bud Light. Strike gold and you can win Super Bowl tickets for life.
72-degree afternoon in Jacksonville. Vikings out to an early 3-0 lead. They start from their 41-yard line. Matt Asiata in the backfield for Minnesota. Bradford from the shotgun. Airing it out, looking for Adam Thielen. And Thielen is finally forced out of bounds. Second big pass play for the Vikings.
Well, the first one to Kyle Rudolph was ad-lib. This one is scripted. Adam Thielen just wins on the outside. Nice job working against Prince Abukamara. And a Vikings offense that has struggled with the big play starts this game off with one to start each drive.
This is Asiata. Vikings quickly up to the line, just in case the Jaguars thought about challenging where Thielen stepped out of bounds, but it's a 41-yard pass play after the 44-yard reception by Rudolph earlier. There's Gus Bradley in his 4th season as Jaguars head coach.
Yeah, a tough start for his defense, a defense that has been playing really well all season long despite the struggles of the offense and those turnovers, being on short fields, time of possession. They've met those challenges and have played well, but here's a Vikings offense struggling with the big play all season long, 2 of them already in the game.
2nd down and 9 off the fake to Asiata. Bradford throws. He was looking for the tight end, Rhett Ellison.
And I got to pay off my guy, Matt Asiata, on that deep throw to Adam Thielen. A great job in protection to give Sam Bradford the time to make that throw. And here they go again. They're going after another deep ball. They get the matchup on the wheel route on the outside. And here's that pickup. Oh, that's Matt Asiata there. That's the second one. So, it's not just as a running back in the backfield and what you do there as a receiver and as a runner. Matt Asiata, excellent in pass protection to start this game.
3rd down and 9. Bradford with time over the top. It's Asiata. He dives. Needed to get to the 8-yard line for a 1st down. Looks to be just short on the tackle by Paul Posluszny.
I like the decision right here. Even if you're a little bit short, you're 6-6. You're trying to get some momentum. You started off the game really well. Now let's come out and take a shot at this.
4th down and 1 for Mike Zimmer's Vikings. They send in the fullback line, 2 tight ends. Play clock winding down.
I think you can always tell right away whether a team is committed, whether that offense is committed to snapping the ball, or they're just going to come out and try and draw you offside. And one of the things you're going to hear us talking about during the course of this game for both of these teams is the margin for error. You've got to take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves. So I understand the decision here to take the field goal and get the points, but it still makes it a 1-possession game. When you're in that situation at 6-0, if they make this field goal, I want to go for it. I'm going to roll the dice here early. My offense is playing well. They've built some momentum. Let's get a little bit more aggressive here at the start of the game.
So the Vikings take the delay of game penalty, forces them back 5 yards. Forbath hit from 43 earlier. This will be a 32-yard attempt from the right hash. Locke will place it down. Forbath remains perfect. Now 8 for 8 as a Minnesota Viking. Mike Zimmer coaching with one eye today. Jaguars hold on 3rd down, 6-0 Minnesota.
A's Game on Fox is sponsored by Ford. We go further so you can. By the $10 any pizza carryout deal only at Pizza Hut. And by Samsung Pay. Turn your phone into your wallet.
6-0 Vikings here in Jacksonville. Minnesota head coach Mike Zimmer wearing the special sunglasses Laura told us about. Right eye completely blacked out. 4 surgeries following the detached retina.
And he understands, the seriousness of this situation. And he's had a lot of people reach out with similar experiences with that detached retina. And he wants to let everybody know he understands and he's dealing with it. And, we heard Laura talk about at the top, how much more he appreciates that game after missing the Dallas game on Thursday night. And I think, you're going to see him with respect to the situation and do the right things.
Right, he told us he gained a different perspective by being away, watching the game at home with his daughter. He said, I realized I'm the luckiest guy in the world to be doing what I'm doing for a living.
Yeah, how about Captain Marlin? He goes, yeah, he may have one eye covered, but I think he can see more out of that one eye than most coaches can see out of both.
Right. Following on the field, number 24 for the Vikings. Off the fake to Yeldon. Bortles throws, and it's complete. And then pushed down at the 29-yard line is Ryan Walters. Game 4.
And when you have an offense that's struggling a little bit, one of the things you want to do is establish that rhythm. So 1st down, completion, positive play. You wonder if at some point you'll see Jacksonville kind of jump into a little bit of an up-tempo style if they get into a little bit more of a rhythm offensively.
2nd down and 6 from the 29. is Yeldon. Yeldon out to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as we check in with Carissa Thompson. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. We head to Miami. The Dolphins needing a win to stay alive in this wild card race. They were up 7-0 when this happened. The reverse to J.J. Nelson. He does the rest of the work. Arizona would miss the extra point, so Miami's still up 7-6. Kenny, Daryl, and Laura.
All right, thanks, Carissa. Jaguars now facing a 3rd down and 1. Yeldon, and he will not get there. Chad Greenway, the 11-year vet, the senior member of the Vikings, brings him down.
This is a heck of a play by Chad Greenway. Watch 52 come into your screen. They just have an unblocked guy at the end of the line. Nobody got up to the linebacker level. TJ Yeldon, he's got no chance. He goes to cut back inside. He's got a linebacker free right in the running line. Big hit by Chad Greenway.
Adam Thielen back deep for the Vikings. It's a fake. And the Jaguars pick up the 1st down. Corey Grant took the snap. And the Jaguars offense heads right back onto the field.
Well, there's an aggressive style of play by the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got a 3rd and short, you get stuffed, you come back out, you do the fake punt, going to go to the up back right here. This is a nice job by Zach Line. He's at the end of the line. If Corey Grant gets around that corner right there, he has got a big gain on the play.
So Grant picks up 9 and he remains on the field. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Bortles in trouble, sacked for the 2nd time. First Robinson and now Everson Griffin.
A concern coming into this game against this Minnesota front. You've got speed on the outside. You've got the A-gap pressures that they'll show on the inside. And, boy, Everson Griffin, he just gets underneath the leverage of Kelvin Beachum and drives him back.
Loss of 6, 2nd Minnesota sack. Vikings 4th in the league, 33 sacks on the season. Keep it on the ground with Yeldon. And it's Linval Joseph who brings Yeldon down after a gain of just 1, 3rd and 15 for the Jaguars.
And that'll be one of the concerns running inside and really pursuit down the line of scrimmage from Linval Joseph, from Shamar Stephen, when you've got Tyler Shatley starting at center. And we had an opportunity to talk to Tony Baselli before the game. The all-pro lineman here for the Jacksonville Jaguars at left tackle said that he was their best offensive lineman up front. So to lose him inside, a big loss for Jacksonville.
Jaguars empty the backfield, 3rd down and 15. Yeldon split wide to the left. Marquise Lee out to the 48, but it will not be enough. Eric Kendricks the tackle. And now the Jaguars will send out the punting unit once again.
It's one of the big things you'll see from both of these defenses is the speed and the pursuit to the ball. I mean, that play looked like it had a chance for Marquise Lee, but the pursuit and the speed of the Vikings defense closed it down.
Corey Grant took the direct snap moments ago. Nortman out once again, feeling deep for the Vikings. This time Nortman will punt it away. There is a flag. Their catch is called for. Feeling that left it bounce. And we will check in with the referee, John Hussey. Gus Bradley awaits the call.
Holding, kicking team number 46. Minnesota has elected to enforce that 10-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. 1st down, timeout.
So the Vikings take the penalty. They will start from the 22-yard line. Following the sack by Griffin. 2nd of the day for Minnesota. Late first quarter in Jacksonville. Kenny Albert, Darrell Johnston, Laura Oakman, 6-0 lead for the Vikings. Pair of Minnesota field goals. McKinney looks to cut to the outside and runs into the arms of Telvin Smith.
A lot of Vikings fans had to be excited the way their offense has started this game. A little ad-lib right there. Sam Bradford, Kyle Rudolph, 44-yard completion leads to a field goal. But the next time, just a nice release by Adam Thielen at the line of scrimmage. And another big play to start that drive. The one disappointing aspect is both of those big plays only led to field goals.
Vikings had only 4 completions, Darrell, of at least 40 yards all season. 2 in the first quarter today. Jaguars had allowed only 9. Second down and 11. Bradford swings it out. It's McKinnon. He breaks the first tackle. As Posluszny could not bring him down, and then a couple of extra yards before the tackle by Mukamara.
But this is one of the staples of the defense that's come out of Seattle. Gus Bradley down here in Jacksonville, Dan Quinn up at Atlanta. Look at the speed, look at the pursuit to the football. You break one tackle, you break that tackle, you've got 2 other guys coming after you.
Third down and 11 for the Vikings. Asiata in the backfield, Rudolph shifting. Vikings must get to the 32-yard line for a first down. And they will not. Again, it's Posluszny who brings down Cordero Patterson. There is a flag.
The one thing that is a little bit different when we talk about Gus Bradley and bringing that Seattle-style defense here to Jacksonville, a little bit more aggressive on third down.
Holding, offense number 78. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
You saw a shift in coverage. They go to a single safety coverage, but then they were in a 2-deep shell, kind of showing you 2 deep safeties. They brought one of the safeties all the way down on a blitz from the edge. So defensive coordinator Todd Wash kind of bringing that next step in this system, being a little bit more aggressive with their third down package.
Ryan Walters back deep for the Jaguars. Marking from his 12-yard line. Walters from the 35. 4-yard return out to the 39. Patterson, the tackle. Some good defense from the Jaguars. Nathaniel Hackett, who replaced Greg Olson as Jaguars offensive coordinator just over a month ago.
I think really starting to make a connection with Blake Bortles also. I think this is going to give Blake Bortles the best opportunity of his career here in Jacksonville to kind of meet those high expectations.
Bortles throws, it's nearly picked off, and then Allen Robinson did not make the catch in bounds following the deflection.
And this is one of the things, you got to take a look. I got to see if there's any impact on this throw. So let's watch the tail end. I mean, almost another fantastic catch by Allen Robinson. One of the things that's been kind of missing from this offense. He made these types of catches on a regular basis last year. Couldn't get that second foot down inside, but you know, there's no deflection. There's no hit on the quarterback, and that ball just comes off his hand. And it's not a tight spiral, and it's floating out there, and it's going to get picked.
Trey Waynes on the coverage for the Vikings. On second down here is Yeldon. And he gets forced out of bounds by Anthony Harris.
And this is why they had to have the meeting this week, to try and get back on the same page. You can see the catches are almost the same, but look at the difference in the 20-plus yard catches, which leads to big reduction in total yards. So yeah, Allen Robinson still making the catches, but he's not making those game-changing type of catches that he was making last year. Every coach we talk about, to have a scoring drive, you need to have explosive plays, and it's just been very difficult for Jacksonville to do that this year offensively.
Robinson represented the Jaguars in the Pro Bowl last season. Play clock winding down. Jaguars 0 for 3 on third down today. As Bortles steps up and then dumps it off to the tight end, Ben Koyak. And he is into Vikings territory for a gain of 15. And a Jacksonville first down as Time winds down in the first quarter with the Minnesota Vikings leading the Jacksonville Jaguars 6-0. Jaguars on the move. We'll return to Jacksonville in a moment. A look at the first quarter numbers. Total yards 101 to 36 in favor of the Vikings. They lead 6-0. Jaguars just converted on third down for the first time today. We start the second quarter. Set of downs for the Jaguars from the Vikings 45-yard line. On the delay, it's Yeldon. And Yeldon has another first down. Forced out of bounds by Anthony Harris, who's filling in for the injured Harrison Smith. Gain of 12 for TJ Yeldon.
I really like this play. Looks like it's going to be a quick screen. Then you're thinking draw, and then all of a sudden it's a gap scheme to the outside. So a lot of different things that Minnesota's defense had to process as they went through their progression right there. Nice play design by Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeldon in his second season out of Alabama. Jaguars leading rusher this year. On first down, it's Yeldon once again. Not much. Gains a yard. Second down and 9. Tom Johnson the tackle.
And they've been getting better and better, and it's been tough for this this Jacksonville group. You know, I give a lot of credit to TJ Yeldon. And you look at what's happened at the running back spot. You know, he's nicked up. You know, they're trying to limit his snaps. And then Chris Ivory gets hurt. And then Denard Robinson gets hurt. So TJ Yeldon's trying to get healthy, and he keeps getting pressed into service.
They brought up Bronson Hill from the practice squad. Yeldon uniform today. On second and 9. Down to the 27-yard line is Yeldon, and we mentioned Julius Thomas placed on IR. They're without their starting center, Brandon Linder. Alan Hearns, wide out, missing his second consecutive game. Injuries throughout this Jaguars offense.
It seems like every weekend we've got that situation, right, Kenny? Every team's battling injuries. Nobody knows it better than the Minnesota Vikings. Just unbelievable injury scenario for them since back in training camp.
Right, losing Teddy Bridgewater and Adrian Peterson.
Both tackles.
Third down and 4. As Borges throws, and Robinson unable to hang on.
And this is going to be a matchup we're going to see across the field. Xavier Rhodes on the outside, 29, is going to match up with Allen Robinson. That ball's got to be delivered quicker. It has to be more on time. You held it a little bit. The timing is off. That allows Xavier Rhodes to drive on it. Now, was that Allen Robinson not pushing that slant a little bit higher to make the timing better? Is that Blake Bortles being a little bit slow on the throw that disrupted the timing? That's the things that they have to get sorted out in the type of meeting that they had last week.
Xavier Rhodes having a terrific season. Here's Jason Myers' 45-yard attempt. And it just sneaks inside the right upright. So Rhodes breaks up the pass. Jaguars settle for 3.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Citizen Echo Drive Watches, powered by Light.
3 field goals. Vikings lead the Jaguars 6-3. Same week, Jaguars made the change at offensive coordinator. So did the Minnesota Vikings. North Turner stepping away, replaced by Pat Shermer, who had been the tight ends coach. Patterson will take it out. Cordero Patterson, 5 career touchdowns on kickoff returns, including 1 this season. And he stepped out of bounds. Forced out by Jared Wilson after another big return.
One of the things that Gus Bradley talked to us about, his coverage units had to get better on special teams. They did not do it right there. And you look at the start by the Minnesota Vikings and what they've done since. A lot of different reasons why. You look at the turnover margin, the big one. Now, fortunately, their defense has been taking the ball away, so they've kind of offset that a little bit. But again, you see that margin for error shrink. Those 3 to 5 plays that are made during the course of the game even become more critical. And another element for Minnesota early on, defensive touchdowns and special teams touchdowns. We'll see what they do with the drive here after the big return by Cordero Patterson.
54-yard return. Bradford with loads of time. Now moving to his right. And will keep it. Slides down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4.
Nice job by the Jaguar secondary because, I mean, Sam Bradford holds this ball forever, and he has no options. Now, this is one of those plays you can tell it was designed to take a shot down the field. You're trying to do a max protection with some play action and get the ball down the field, and who says Sam Bradford doesn't make good decisions?
Right.
Get down quick.
Just getting out of the way of Lee Jackson. 2nd down and 6. By the way, Stephon Diggs without a catch to this point. Vikings leading receiver, 4th in the league. Off the fake to McKinnon. Well, the late flag was thrown. We were talking about Diggs. That's his first reception. And then the rookie out of Florida State, Jalen Ramsey, a little too much.
After the play was over,
on the tackle.
Personal foul, defense number 20. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the play.
A lot of times a penalty like that takes a slam to the ground, but watch the play action right here by Sam Bradford. Gets that defense running. If you can use misdirection, it's going to be good against the front like Jacksonville. And right here, Jalen Ramsey doesn't throw him to the ground, so the one thing he did do, he gave the official the opportunity to throw the flag. Is that a penalty? Some people say yeah, some people say no, but you gave the official the opportunity to throw the flag.
5 yards for Diggs and then 15 more on the penalty as Ramsey exits.
Wildcat. Dan Bradford up top.
It's McKinnon who takes the snap. And 3 on the play as we head to Los Angeles for a game break. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. We head to Tennessee where the second leading rusher in the league, DeMarco Murray, tacks on another touchdown to his total for the year. He's got 9, and after an additional field goal, the Titans lead 10-0. Kenny, Daryl, and Laura.
Well, Carissa, Tennessee, one of 3 teams, 6-6 in the AFC South, along with Houston and Indianapolis.
And that's why this has been such a frustrating year for Jacksonville and their fans, is that division is just waiting to be taken over by one of the teams, and they're not in the mix.
Off the fake to McKinnon. Pass could not be handled by Diggs. Ramsey on the coverage, 3rd down and 8 upcoming.
Getting right in that area where Sam Bradford talked to us, the margin for error by the team is very small. When you get into the red zone, it becomes even smaller. Stephon Diggs has just got to get 2 hands on that football and make the catch. And that's a catchable throw. You got to make plays down here when you get towards the scoring area.
Now the tight end Rudolph split wide to the left. Asiata in the backfield, 3rd down and 8. Vikings must get to the 14 for a first down. Bradford throws off the hand of Rudolph. Incompletion. The Vikings will send out the field goal unit for the 3rd time.
Had a chance. Watch Kyle Rudolph, number 82. It's going to be your standard play down here. Little corner route, push it up, break it to the outside. It's just thrown a little bit behind him. If that ball is out in front, that's a completion for Kyle Rudolph. And there's the deflection, and you can see right there, one hops to Prince Amukamara.
Bounced up into his hands. So here's Forbath who hit from 43 and 32. This will be a 40-yard attempt from straight away. Placed down by Locke. Forbath now 3 for 3 as he connects from 40. Vikings out to a 9-3 lead early 2nd quarter in Jacksonville. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide recognizes NFL players who have made a significant impact on both the game and in their communities. It's one of the league's most prestigious honors. And this year's nominees from the Vikings and the Jaguars, Chad Greenway and Julius Thomas.
Yeah, in the players' circle, probably the most prestigious honor. And, congratulations to Chad Greenway. That's his 4th nomination. And to Julius Thomas, I worked a lot with literacy campaigns in the state of Texas. Know how important it is to get those young kids up to reading at grade level as early as possible.
This is Marquise Lee on the return for the Jaguars. And Julius Thomas able to help donate 20,000 books. Monthly reading initiative for 200 families. So So congratulations to Chad Greenway and Julius Thomas. 3 finals will be announced January 22nd. Winner announced at the NFL Honors Award Show on February 4th. Great stuff. Vikings lead 9-3. All field goals to this point. Blake Bortles and the Jaguars start from their 32-yard line. And it's Marquise Lee who makes the catch in Vikings territory at the Minnesota 46.
And we talked about the struggles with Allen Robinson and Blake Bortles getting in sync, but they don't seem to have an issue with Marquise Lee. And you can see right there, the tight coverage by Terrence Newman, that's what they're trying to get put in place. The rules, the parameters, where's that ball going to be thrown to in certain situations determined by coverage. That's a back shoulder throw at a certain depth.
22 yards, biggest play of the day for the Jaguars on offense. Here's Yeldon. Yeldon to the Minnesota 44 for a gain of 2 for offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett.
And you can see the jump that they've had in offensive production since Nathaniel Hackett took over. And now he's got a real simple plan. You know, it's all about protecting the quarterback and running the football. And that's one of the things that Blake Bortles talked to us about. We're running the football as well as we ever have since I've been here. We're doing a much better job protecting the quarterback. Now they've just got to get rid of these turnovers, the interceptions especially at the quarterback position.
Second down and 8. Bortles connects with Yeldon out of the backfield. Terrence Newman, the 14-year vet, makes the tackle. But Yeldon picks up enough for a Jaguars first down, a gain of 9.
And I like the way that Blake has started this game out. He's more decisive. He's checking it down right away. He's trusting his teammates to make plays after the catch. We saw Ben Koyak on a 3rd and 9. It's just a short little route, gets a little bit of help from his wide receiver on a block. You convert throwing it short. You don't always have to throw it deep down the field.
Bortles has started the game 5 for 8. He hands it off to Corey Grant, and he is hit for a loss. Eric Kendricks breaking through. Loss of 3. For more on Blake Bortles, down to Laura Oakman. Laura.
One of the biggest things that's helping Blake through this tough year is his relationship with Gus Bradley. He says they meet once a week and kind of go over everything, go over ball and especially go over non-ball. He says, my mom is constantly saying, you're not reading the internet, are you, honey? But he told me, I'm convinced this year is going to make me a better player in person. I'm going to look back at this year and go, my 3rd year did not break me, and I'm going to be proud about that.
Thanks, Laura.
Right on cue, right when you got to say something nice about somebody, Kenny.
5-yard penalty.
Isn't that how it usually works?
Unbelievable. You always wonder how the center's off. United quarterback. Holy cow, false starts.
Bortles, the 3rd overall pick back in 2014. This is his 42nd career start for Gus Bradley. Second down and 18 following the penalty. Bortles stays on his feet. He's already been sacked twice. And he will dive to the 38-yard line.
Well, this is one of the reasons why Gus Bradley went out and got Blake Bortles. You know, he knew it was going to be a transition with his offensive line. And in the early stages, it was going to be a guy that had to be tough, had to be able to ad-lib and make plays happen, not lose his confidence. And I think those are a lot of attributes to Blake Bortles. And you can see right there, the protection breaks down. He's difficult. It's funny, Brian Robinson, defensive lineman for the Vikings, said he has the longest scramble tape as a quarterback of anybody we've faced all year.
Right, ran for 81 yards 2 weeks ago. New record for a Jaguars quarterback. Another flag.
Full start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's on Jeremy Parnell.
Pre-snap and post-play. You know, those are the penalties that make coaches crazy. And there's Jeremy Parnell, 78. We already had Blake Bortles on one earlier in this drive. We saw Jalen Ramsey on the unnecessary roughness post-play. So you got to clean those ones up. Those are the ones that really disrupt your performance.
3rd down and 18 as Jaguars set up the screen. And Yeldon will be taken down at the 37-yard line. Field goal unit comes out for the Jaguars. Line of scrimmage, the 37. So this will be a 55-yard attempt.
And we're a little bit late getting some guys out here. And here's the other thing is we've seen the kickoffs. The kickoffs traveling from left to right seem to carry out of the end zone. So obviously the wind having an impact, kicking this direction, right to left. So we'll see if he's got enough leg here.
Season long is 54. Fires from 55, and he does have enough distance. Now 4 of 7 from 50 plus this season. Jaguars pull to within 3.
This game is sponsored by Ram Trucks, America's longest lasting pickups.
Sat down with Gus Bradley on Friday, and you would not think that he was in the type of season that he is in right now, sitting at 2-10. This is the type of motivation. He always told us since the time we first met him, not all adversity is bad. This team will grow from this. There were expectations coming into this season, and they have not lived up to them. And I think when they come out of this, it's going to pay some dividends.
Gus Bradley in Seattle for 4 seasons before being hired as head coach here in Jacksonville, and he grew up in Minnesota. He was a huge Vikings fan as a youngster. In fact, he attended some Vikings training camps.
Yeah, Chuck Foreman, one of his favorite players, one of the great guys from back in that era. And he just loves the game of football. There's a passion with the game of football for Gus Bradley that's very unique. And he likes to teach the guys about the history of the game. He likes to teach them away from X's and O's and appreciation. He brings in veteran players to work in the organization to thank them for what they have done for him and their appreciation for the game of football.
First and 10 from the 25-yard line as Bradford has the ball knocked loose. He picks it up and throws. It's complete to McKinnon. And McKinnon with a first down and more. So what a recovery after the hit by Yannick Ngakoue. And then Bradford hits McKinnon for 15.
This is just a perfect example of what's gone wrong for the Jaguars this season. You're not going to get the sack. You're going to get the strip sack. It bounces right back to Sam Bradford, and then he's able to make a play to get a first down. So we sat down with Paul Puslesny, and he told us, we've got to understand when the opportunity to make the play is there. And that's exactly what Yannick Ngakoue did there. He gets the strip sack, but it bounces the wrong way. There's been so many balls that have bounced away from Jacksonville this season.
Once again, the Vikings set up in a Wildcat. Second time, McKinnon gains 1 as we head to Los Angeles. Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Well, Robert Kelly has only started the last 5 games for the Washington Redskins, but what a difference this undrafted rookie out of Tulane has made. Tough 22-yard run against the Eagles, and Washington's up 7-6 late in the fourth quarter, or second quarter. Let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. Kenny, Moose, and Laura?
That's a pretty fast game, Kurt. They're in the fourth. What a race in the NFC East behind the Cowboys with the Giants, Redskins, and Eagles. Giants and Cowboys tonight. Second down and 9. As Bradford goes deep, and a diving catch is made by Diggs. Stephon Diggs to the Jaguars' 14-yard line. 46-yard connection.
Well, great job with formation here to get the matchup that you want. You're going to get Stephon Diggs on a safety. He's working against Tashawn Gibson right there. That's a mismatch for Minnesota. They hit the big play.
There's McKinnon, spins inside the 10. So for the Vikings, 4 passes of at least 40 yards all season coming in, 3 in the first half today.
And this is a great finish by Stephon Diggs right there. And that's what everybody talks about making plays. Sometimes the ball's not going to be thrown perfect. It's not going to hit you in stride. You've got to go out and make that catch. Stephon Diggs with a huge catch for the Vikings.
Now the Vikings send in an extra blocker in Zach Karen, number 67, the fullback. Zach Lyon as well. Asiata takes the handoff from Bradford. And Asiata picks up the first down.
We've got a couple of guys in this game that are just really fun to watch and guys that you love to have on your roster. Aurelius Ben for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and for Minnesota, Matt Asiata. We've already seen him in pass protection. Is he the most dynamic runner? No. Does he ever give up on a play? Absolutely not. You can see right there. He is going to give you everything he has on every snap.
Good season out of Utah. First and goal from the Jacksonville 3. 3 receivers to the right. Off the fake to Asiata. Throw to the end zone is broken up. Intended for Rudolph. Cyprien on the coverage.
That's a nice job by Jonathan Cyprien in coverage here, working against Kyle Rudolph. Here's this traditional tight end route here. You try to sell him to the outside, get back inside. Good tight coverage by Jonathan Cyprien.
Jumbo package back in for the Vikings. The 2 Zax, 48 line and 67 Karen. On second and goal, this is Rudolph. And Rudolph will be stopped at the 1.
That's a nice job by Jacksonville's defense, because on the substitution, the advantage went to Minnesota. They got their people in quicker. Jacksonville was late matching, and then Minnesota quick snapped them. And that's a nice job on the perimeter being able to stop this. I thought Kyle Rudolph was going to walk in here.
Hayes Pollard the third, and Chris Smith getting the job done defensively. Third and goal, Asiata. Ball comes loose. The question is, was Asiata ruled down? Looks like he was.
Look on the field as the runner was down by contact. 4th down.
Was he down by contact? Did he break the plane with the nose of the football? No, he's definitely down. He was down when he tried to reach it across.
4th down decision for Mike Zimmer as we hit the 2-minute warning in Jacksonville. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Now, the Vikings have challenged the last play because it was outside the 2-minute warning. The team must challenge as to whether or not Asiata broke the plane before he was down.
After review, the call on the field stands. It is 4th down. Minnesota will be charged a timeout. We are now officially inside 2 minutes. That is the 2-minute warning.
And we welcome in Mike Pereira from Los Angeles. Mike, do you agree with the call?
Yeah, I really do, Kenny. And when we were going in here, oh, it's so close. It's so close. And
that was unbelievable.
The old so close means that you stay with what they call in the field, quite frankly. We gave them great shots. They were right. That had to be challenged because it was outside of 2 minutes. And, you know, they say stands as your friend, and that's what they did there.
All right, thanks, Mike.
I mean, as that nose tilted up, it's like the football went parallel to the plane of the goal line. Matt Asiata just couldn't keep it pointed forward.
But it was ruled no touchdown on the field. They stick with the call. After taking a look, we are now inside 2 minutes. And the Vikings will leave their offense out on the field on 4th down. 4th and goal from about the half-yard line. This is Asiata, and he will not get there. Sanderick Marks, the initial Jaguar, to make contact with Asiata.
Great job with penetration. That's the most important aspect. Got to control that line of scrimmage. They don't control Sanderick Marks. Well, you need all types of leaders on your team. Lead by example guys, but you also need this type of guy. The vocal leader, the emotional leader, the passionate leader. As long as you're being inclusive, as long as you're saying us and we and not me and you and doing a divisional statement right there, that's great stuff by Matt Asiata. Frustrated he couldn't get it in on 2 tries.
Here's TJ Yeldon looking to give the Jaguars some breathing room. And now a timeout is taken by the Vikings. You mentioned those 2 plays. First, this was not ruled a touchdown.
Look at the nose of the ball. Goes vertical right there. Almost goes perfectly parallel with the plane of the goal line. And I absolutely agree with what Mike Pereira said. You just can't, you don't have the definitive thing. It's so close. You're cheering for it, but you got to stay with what was called. The next time there's penetration. You can't have penetration on 4th down. You can't have penetration on the goal line.
Vikings down to one timeout following the lost challenge, and now they use a timeout. This is Derek Marks, who made the tackle on Asiata. America's Game of the Week coming up. Many of you will see the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. Seahawks lead the NFC West. Packers tied with the Vikings. Second place in the NFC North. It is Yeldon. Takes it out to the 8-yard line. Vikings will use their final timeout. Third down coming up for the Jaguars. So for the Jaguars, who deferred at the start of the game, third down and 3. If they do not pick up the first down, they will punt the ball back to the Vikings, and then Jacksonville will get the ball to start the second half.
And I know that Minnesota's offense is frustrated for not punching in for a touchdown, but when you've got that strong defense, you've got that defense that your team is built around, you expect them to come out, it's a 3 and out, and get another opportunity to get down and get some points before the end of the half. Well, that should do that.
Snap.
Tom Johnson hoping somebody moved in that offensive line of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Full start. Offense number 69. Half the distance to the goal. Third down.
Now this is one of those new ones this year. Was there a sudden movement with the ball? Did his head move in a quick and sudden way? Or was it slow and deliberate? It was a point of emphasis during the season.
Thomas Shatley, the center. The fourth time the Jaguars have been flagged for a false start today. Third down and 7. Bortles throwing out of the end zone. And there are flags. Xavier Rhodes on the coverage. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver.
That's going to end up being underthrown. It's tight coverage. Working on the outside. This is the area that they're trying to clean up.
Defense number 29. The ball replaced in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
You could see the hands in the air at the end of the play, but you could also see the hands grab right before that. So easy call for the officials.
Jaguars gained 31 yards on the penalty. That's longer than any Jacksonville offensive play in the first half. A minute 40 remaining. A reprieve for the Jaguars on the penalty, as that pass bounces off the body of Neil Sterling, the tight end.
That was a good blitz by the Minnesota Vikings. They had a free blitzer right to the quarterback. So you're going to overload it. You're going to bring 2 to the top side. So the offense is right. Here come your 2 blitzers. You can pick up one, but the other one is turned free to the quarterback. Anthony Harris is unable to be picked up, and Blake Bortles has to throw that before the play develops.
Second and 10 from the 35. Jaguars have all 3 timeouts. As Bortles fires too far, he was looking for Marquise Lee.
And just the way the route is being run, that's got to be thrown up the field and more to the middle of the field. You watch here, it's a deep post route, so he's going into the middle of the field, and it's kind of thrown back out up the numbers. So again, it's some of these deep routes, it just seems like there's a bit of confusion on the adjustments made by the wide receivers and the location that Blake Bortles wants to go.
Third down and 10. Bortles on the screen, it's Yeldon. And Yeldon reaching towards the 45-yard line. Needed to get to the 45 for a first down, and he did.
Great effort by TJ Yeldon. Right there, understanding the situation. Look at him go after that first down.
The previous play is now under review.
We are under 2 minutes. It's a booth review. John Hussey will take a look with 68 seconds on the clock, first half. Booth review. Is it a first down? Ruled a first down on the field. Here's John Hussey.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Jacksonville. We will wind the clock on the ready for play.
And I think that was exactly the same scenario as what we had with Matt Asiata trying to break the plane going into the end zone. There was just not enough evidence to change that, and it was going to stay with what was called on the field.
A new set of downs for the Jaguars. They have all 3 of their timeouts. Bortles fires over the middle, complete to Lee for another Jacksonville first down. And Marquise Lee breaks free. He's inside the 25, down the sideline, finally forced out of bounds. A big play under a minute remaining. And the Jaguars are now in the red zone.
This is well done by Blake Bortles because he does this under pressure, a little stick route into the inside the end. Now the catch and the run after by Marquise Lee. Some help down the field. Ben Koyak is tight end, helping him out.
39 yards on the catch and run.
But well done by Blake Bortles in the pocket because he had another free blitzer coming clean again.
First and 10 from the Minnesota 16. On the screen, it is Yeldon. Well, it does not fool Tom Johnson.
When you play aggressive defenses, the screenplay is one of the plays you go to, but these guys are so athletic on both sides. Jacksonville and Minnesota's defense so athletic. The screenplays are hard to have success with today.
Loss of 4. We are under 30 seconds. Jaguars have all of their timeouts. Bortles' pass is complete and then taken down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line by Sterling. 13-yard pickup. Jacksonville used their first timeout. What's coming up at halftime, Kurt Menefee?
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Broncos and Titans go at it in Nashville, and the Steelers and Bills battle it out in the snow, while the Colts look to give the Texans their 4th consecutive loss. It's all coming up on the Visa halftime. What are you doing?
Water bottle challenge. Almost got it.
Oh! Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm talking
Too bad
about.
we're out of time.
No, we're not. Y'all got that, America.
Michael taking a page out of LeBron James' book.
He couldn't have scripted that any better. I mean, the last one, right as we're breaking away from studio, and he nails it.
I think that was the first take.
I think that was dubbed. I think that was Photoshopped somehow.
All right, 3rd down and 1 for the Jaguars following the timeout. 19 seconds on the clock. As Bortles hits Yeldon. It is Harris who brings him down shy of a first down.
Yeah, bad location on the throw here by Blake Bortles. You know, TJ Yeldon kind of waiting on it a little bit, get that downfield so he can catch it clean and get turned. Maybe has the opportunity to make the move and get the yardage necessary for the first down.
So Gus Bradley will send out the field goal unit. They had 1st and 10 on the 16. A 4-yard loss. And now the swing pass, not enough for the first. So here's Jason Myers, hit from 45 and 55 earlier in this quarter. This is a 24-yard attempt from the right hash. And Myers' kick is good. 10-play, 92-yard drive, matching the Jaguars' longest drive yards-wise this season. So Jacksonville has tied the game at 9. Coming up, America's game of the week. Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks. Many of you will see that one following the Vikings and the Jaguars. What's going on with the Packers? 6-6. You have Detroit at 8-4, Green Bay and Minnesota 2 games behind.
Well, we talked about the ground game here. I think the same thing's going on with the Green Bay Packers. Eddie Lacy's injury has really devastated that offense. There's a couple times, mid-season that Aaron Rodgers is your leading rusher. That's not good for Green Bay, and it's been disappointing because we heard in the offseason, how upbeat everybody was talking about 2016 for the Green Bay Packers. This sounded like a season where they were going to really be in contention for a Super Bowl opportunity. Jordy Nelson's coming back. Eddie Lacy was healthy coming back into the season, had gotten his weight down, getting back to the Eddie Lacy we saw a couple seasons ago, and then all of a sudden everything starts to go awry for them as well. Eddie Lacy goes out, James Starks goes out. Boy, they were really trying to patch things together with their running back situation as well. Yeah, if Aaron Rodgers is your leading running back or your leading ground gainer down the stretch, that's not a good thing.
Well, the tundra will be frozen. 29 degrees in Green Bay.
Well, the interesting thing is we got an opportunity to see Seattle against Tampa Bay without Earl Thomas. Now, unfortunately for Seattle and their fans, Earl Thomas out for the year. Let me tell you what, that made a big difference. That defense without Earl Thomas, he's a difference maker, and it'll be interesting to see how Seattle plays down the stretch without Earl Thomas.
So a big one coming up, America's Game of the Week, and divisional matchup in 2 weeks, the day before Christmas. The Vikings will be at Lambeau. That game could have a huge impact on the NFC North. 6 field goals in the first half. 3 for the Vikings, 3 for the Jaguars. As we send you to Los Angeles for the Visa halftime report. Vikings Jaguars tied at 9. First half moments brought to you by Head and Shoulders. Bortles is sacked back at the 12-yard line. As Bradford goes deep, a diving catch is made by Diggs. This is Asiata, and he will not get there. First half moments brought to you by Head and Shoulders. As we get set for the second half, Jaguars will receive the second half kickoff. Kenny Albert, Darrell Johnston, Laura Oakman with us as well. Minnesota Vikings, 3 big plays, 3 passes of 40 plus, but they could not convert any of them into a touchdown.
No, just the 9 points. So when we talk about both of these teams, we're talking about margin for error, taking advantage of the opportunities, and the big play has been elusive for both of these teams this year. Minnesota does a great job of cashing in, but they can't get touchdowns after that. And we talk about football being a game of inches. We had 2 great examples. Matt Asiata trying to get the touchdown there in the first half, comes up short. And then we had another similar situation down here for Jacksonville, and they couldn't get in. They have to settle for field goals. So which offense is going to start finishing these plays? We've seen them get a little bit more of a rhythmic offensive approach during the course of the first half, but who's going to finish the drives and start scoring touchdowns?
End of the second quarter, Jaguars had 1st and 10 at the Vikings 16, but could not get it into the end zone. Settled for 3. Vikings offense today, 3 40-plus receptions by Diggs, Rudolph, and Thielen. Their other 23 plays combined, only 55 yards as we check in down to the field with Laura.
Hi, Kenny. You guys are talking about the offenses. The coaches really jump right into the defenses. Gus Bradley saying, no surprise with the score. We expected it to be 2 great defenses battling. Offensively, they get the ball right now. He said, there's so few opportunities. We have to take advantage of them when we get them, being able to drive and punch them in. He said, the biggest thing, I said, what do you need to establish? You have the ball right now. And he said, let's just score, man. Let's score. With all the enthusiasm I can muster from Gus Bradley, Kenny.
And he is one of the more enthusiastic head coaches that we meet with throughout the course of the season.
Always upbeat, always positive. You wouldn't know that he's in the midst of a 2-10 season right now.
With a chance to take the lead in a tie game. As Lee takes a knee, Jaguars will start from the 25-yard line. Blake Bortles in the first half, 11 of 16 for 123 yards. Did not turn the ball over. Yeldon 39 yards on the ground. And Lee with 3 receptions, including a 39-yarder. So the Jaguars go to work to start the second half, looking to end a 7-game losing streak. They have not won here in Jacksonville since last December. This is Yeldon. The only home win this season for the Jaguars was over the Colts in London back in October.
And you're going to see that commitment to the run. You saw the leading performances in the first half, and it was T.J. Yeldon as the ball carrier. Not great yards per carry in that first half, but you saw 11 carries for him. And that's the commitment to the run, and that's the fine line that Nathaniel Hackett will run. You have to have that as a part of it. You've got to keep Minnesota honest, and then try to set up that play-action pass down the field.
Lee in motion on 2nd and 8. It's Yeldon. Yeldon out across the 30. The 31-yard line, so the Jaguars facing a 3rd down and 4 on their opening possession here in the second half.
We'll see if they got some things sorted out during the course of halftime, because at the end of that first half, on a couple of occasions, the Minnesota defense had free blitzers to Blake Bortles, so they had found something within their protection schemes that they were able to take advantage of.
Jaguars 2 for 8 on third down. Vikings have not converted all day. Third down and 4. As Bortles throws, and the catch is made by Brian Walters for a Jacksonville first down. Needed 4, and he gained 5.
That's a nice job. With your protection up front, you had all your linebackers walked up. Everybody's kind of covered up. It's a man on a man. The ball has to come out quick, and Brian Walters does a good job winning inside.
Walters, the former Charger and Seahawk. Career high 32 receptions last year. Picks up the first down. Lee in motion. Taken out to the 39-yard line by Corey Grant.
More of that scat back style there with Corey Grant, and you can see right there, you know, not that production. And you got to get in, you got to get into a rhythm. He's going to have some opportunities here today. We talked about TJ Yeldon. He's a little nicked up himself, trying to fill in for other guys, so they're going to need to give him a breather from time to time.
It was Grant who picked up the first down on the fake punt back in the first quarter. Off the play fake to Grant. Bortles throws downfield, and it is Lee. Another spectacular catch for a Jaguars first down by Marquise Lee.
This is what we mean when we say making plays. It's stride for stride coverage, so that ball is going to come on the back shoulder. Xavier Rhodes plays it perfectly, but it's just nice execution, quarterback, wide receiver. Marquise Lee makes a great catch. Make the play.
And that he did. 24 yards for the former Biletnikoff Award winner at USC. Third season with the Jaguars. From the Vikings, 27. On first down is Grant. And Grant able to work his way to the 23-yard line for a gain of 4. Jaguars doing it without many key players. On the offensive side, Alan Hearns, double running backs, and Ivory and Denard Robinson, their starting center, and their starting tight end, Julius Thomas.
And you get ready for this game. I watched Kansas City. I watched Buffalo. Chris Ivory, and he brings a mentality. So that is not only the production, but just his mentality is missed, how physical he runs with the football.
Yeldon returns to the backfield, second down and 6. Bortles throws, and it is off the hands of the tight end, Alex Ellis.
Again, that pocket, bringing pressure off the edge. Now you've got the defensive line. You're worried about everything. You're trying to sort it out. Minnesota puts numbers up there pre-snap, and you have to sort it out, and you have to respect each one of those guys with the potential of coming on the pass rush.
That's Kelvin Beachum, the left tackle. Jaguars already without their starting center, Brandon Linder, today.
Beachum right here on the outside.
This game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Chevrolet. More 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand. And by the new Bacon King sandwich, only at Burger King.
Well, it's that time of the year.
Getting close. I'm more of a blue spruce guy than a Scotch pine.
I'll keep that in mind. There's Josh Wells in at left tackle for Kelvin Beachum, injured on the last play. Third down and 6. From the 23 for the Jaguars. Must get to the 17 for first down. There is a flag as Bortles throws, looking for Lee. Out of bounds, incomplete. Another false start. That's the 5th against the Jaguars today.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 11 was covering an eligible receiver. Minnesota's elected to decline that penalty. Fourth down.
All right, so it's an illegal formation. Penalty is declined. Guess what? Jaguars will send out the field goal unit once again.
Another field goal attempt. And these are just basic things right here. So you got your tight end right here, so you can't cover him up on the outside. This guy has to be off the line of scrimmage. Just fundamental things, basic things.
Well, here is Myers, a 41-yard attempt. He's 3 for 3. Jaguars with field goals each of their last 3 possessions. And this time, Myers' kick is no good. Wide to the right. So we remain tied at 9 in Jacksonville. There's Jason Myers, who had connected on his first 3 attempts from this field goal moments ago. So the Vikings go to work from their 31-yard line. Bradford on first down off the fake to McKinnon. Throws near side, and it's too high, intended for Diggs.
I wonder if this field goal actually got tipped at the line of scrimmage by Tom Johnson, number 92. He's going to be right here. Watch his timing. Really nice job. Watch 92 come up right there. Kind of see the ball kind of, because it went so quickly right. You didn't really see a big change in the rotation coming off, which I wonder if Tom got a little bit of that to force it wide right.
We remain tied at 9. Empty backfield. McKinnon split out wide to the left. Bradford on second down, complete for a first down and more. It's Adam Thielen. And Thielen will take it down to the Jaguars' 43-yard line, a 27-yard pass play.
Everybody talks about Adam Thielen being a very good route runner. You get the matchup against the linebacker. That's a huge plus when you've got Adam Thielen working against Telvin Smith.
Vikings quickly up to the line. This is McKinnon, and he gets bottled up. Avery Jones, first Jaguar, along with Tyson Alualu. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 for the Vikings, who led 6-0 and 9-3. Jaguars with 3 field goals in the second quarter. Second down and 10. Bradford in trouble, and he throws it away in the vicinity of the tight end, Kyle Rudolph.
That's a good decision because you've got pressure coming up the middle, bringing both of your inside linebackers. You can see them added on the blitz, and protection starts to break down, and Sam Bradford avoids the sack.
Jaguars have not gotten to Bradford today. Vikings are 0 for 5 on third down. They also could not convert on a 4th and goal from inside the 1. Vikings must get to the 33 as Bradford steps up, fires, and it's complete to Thielen for a Vikings first down. So Minnesota converts for the first time today as Thielen gains 12.
Sam Bradford's doing a nice job this afternoon of sliding in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket. He's not panicking. He's under control. And this is an offensive line that's been, just ravaged by injuries. On the outside, you've got guys playing different positions. They've done a nice job today against a good Jacksonville defense.
Set of downs for the Vikings from the Jaguars. 32 is Asiata for a gain of 4 as we check in with Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. We head to Philly, and the Redskins a game up on the Vikings, and this helps. The former Eagle, Deshaun Jackson, with this beauty, an 80-yard touchdown catch from Kirk Cousins, has his team up 14-13. Kenny, Daryl, and Laura.
Boy, how many big plays have Eagle fans seen from Deshaun Jackson through the years?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Eagles and Redskins going at it. Eagles will have the Ravens next week in Baltimore. Second down and 6. Off the fake to Asiata. Bradford again under pressure. And again, he's forced to throw it away.
That's a good decision. You've got nothing there. It's a dead play. Jacksonville won that snap. You're going to have pressure here and pressure here on the play action. So you've got two blitzers coming right into the face of Sam Bradford. So just throw it away. Line up again. Let's try and get it on third down.
Vikings converted earlier this drive. Now 1 for 6 on third down. As Bradford fires. And Cordero Patterson unable to hang on. Defended by Jalen Ramsey.
Nice job by Jalen Ramsey, because you're working against one of the faster guys out there on the field, and you kind of sort through everything. That's the most impressive thing. You had a lot of bodies crossing that situation with man coverage. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create those rubs or those picks underneath, and Jalen Ramsey does a nice job of being able to stay with Cordero Patterson.
So here's Kai Forbath. He is 3 for 3 today, 9 for 9 as a Viking. This will be a 46-yard attempt from the right hash. Lott places it down. Forbath from 46. It is good. So he is now 4 for 4 this afternoon. Vikings go back on top.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon. It's always a great gift on Verizon.
Back in Jacksonville. Adam Thielen with a key catch on third down, leading to the Vikings field goal. 7th field goal in the game. Minnesota back on top, 12-9. Taken out by Marquise Lee. Over 100 yards receiving for the day. And there is a flag.
Let's just say I was one of those people at home wondering, well, if there's been something today, what is the record for field goals in a game? I'm thinking that Kenny Albert might have the answer.
Bunny, you should ask. We'll check with John Hussey first.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team. That penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. First.
Marquise Lee shaken up. Well, this Wednesday, from the producer of Empire, follow 3 talented singers as they struggle to find fame, featuring Queen Latifah, Benjamin Bratt, and Lenny Kravitz. Star special premiere after the Empire fall finale starting at 8 Eastern on Fox. Lee back on his feet.
Good to see him up. He has been the one offensive threat here this afternoon. Andrew Sendejo, a little bit of face mask scraping across that low back.
So Lee off to the sidelines. All right, here you go. So the NFL record for most field goals in one game combined, both teams, is 9. It's happened on 4 occasions. There have been 8 field goals in a game twice this season, 7 so far today. So 2 away from tying the league record with a lot of time remaining. 1st and 10 from the 10 for the Jaguars. And a 4-yard completion from Bortles to the tight end Ben Koyak.
Nice job in protection by Jacksonville's offensive line there. Just a 4-man rush, but 4 good pass rushers for this Minnesota defensive front. And one of the things Brian Robinson said is, our front 4 has to beat their 5 guys up front. We can't always have to rely on blitz or adding somebody to the pass rush.
By the way, Kelvin Beachum has returned at left tackle. Injured earlier in this quarter. This is Bortles, and he will dive across the 20. There is a flag. Bortles picks up a 1st down, gain of 7. But again, we'll check with referee John Hussey.
Block in the back, offense number 48. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
It's on the tight end Ellis. There he is, number 48, with the block on Terrence Newman.
Yeah, just not getting into position, and a lot of times when you're kind of a step behind, obviously you're in that trail position. You just got to let him go and hope that your quarterback is able to make that play.
7th Jacksonville penalty. Second down and 12, midway through the 3rd quarter in Jacksonville. Bortles on 2nd down, the screen, it's Yeldon. And T.J. Yeldon will be brought down at the 12-yard line. Eric Kendricks makes the tackle, so it will be 3rd down and long for Jacksonville.
It's just the speed of both of these defenses. The screenplay is going to be tough. You're going to see pursuit back. That's called the retrace right there once you recognize it on the pass rush. Now you're trailing, trying to get some help there. Here come the linebackers in the secondary. So just very difficult to execute the screen pass against Minnesota or Jacksonville.
Bottom of your screen to the right, Marquise Lee back on the field, shaken up on the return. There he is. 3rd down and 8. Jaguars must get to the 20 for a 1st down. As Bortles fires another flag, Allen Robinson makes the catch for a Jacksonville 1st down, a gain of 17.
That's probably the best execution on a pass play we've seen so far this game.
Good use of the hands to the face, defense number 29. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
Again, you're working against Xavier Rhodes, so this is one of the better corners in the NFL. Good, tough, physical release at the line of scrimmage, but look at the timing. You've got the corner and trail, and you've got the safety moving up, and Blake Bortles fits it in that window.
First catch today for the Jaguars' leading receiver.
It's been Marquise Lee that's done the damage in the passing game.
Right, Lee over 100 yards. A couple of big receptions. As Bortles is sacked for the 2nd time today by Everson Griffin, who now has 8 on the season.
This is one of those situations you anticipate the blitz and you have max protection, but you only have 3 guys out on the route, and Minnesota's secondary does their job. They get the coverage. They force Blake Bortles to hold the ball, and you've got them outnumbered up front. Eventually somebody's going to come free.
And it's Griffin, who had 3 in a game against Carolina earlier this season and was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. 2nd down and 16. It is Yeldon. And Yeldon takes it out to the 45 for a gain of 11. Anthony Barr made the stop.
Again, that seems to be one of the things that we've seen throughout the course of the season this year, Kenny, is the 2nd and long situations and coordinators calling the run play, sticking to the running game. And we've seen that 2nd and long run play be successful to put him back into that 3rd and manageable situation.
3rd down and 5 for the Jaguars following the 11-yard pickup. Jaguars empty the backfield. They must get to the 40 for a 1st down. Bortles under pressure. He will take off. There is a flag as Bortles slides for a 1st down out to the 42.
Boy, Brian Robinson's been giving them fits on the inside. A lot of times he's your edge rusher. They kicked him down inside.
Now another flag.
Xavier Rhodes gets another one.
Yeah, late flag thrown.
He's walking off the field. You wonder if he had contact with the official.
There are 2 fouls on play, both by the defense. Holding, number 29. That 5-yard penalty was enforced from the end of the run. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 29. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced as well.
Wow.
Number 29 is now subjected to another penalty in the same category. He will be ejected.
So one more in a similar category, and he'll be done for the day.
There's Xavier Rhodes right there walking up, and he's lucky that he didn't have any contact, that he just had the verbal right there. And Anthony Harris can't get him settled down.
That's a new rule this year. If you pick up 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in certain categories, you will be ejected. So 1 in the books. Rhodes penalized 4 times today. As the pass is batted down, what a day it's been for Everson Griffin. As we head to Los Angeles once again, Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. Vikings fans interested in this one. Detroit 2 games ahead in the NFC North, but Matt Barkley doing work. 31-yard touchdown to Cameron Meredith. The Lions still up 13-10. Kenny, Darrell, and Laura.
Barkley with his first win as a starting quarterback last week against San Francisco. That's a huge game in the NFC North, with Detroit at 8-4. 2 games ahead of the Vikings and the Packers. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. As Bortles sets and throws, he's looking for Lee. There is a flag. Mackenzie Alexander, the rookie out of Clemson, is the guilty Viking.
Pass interference, defense number 20. The ball we place at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
A little bit of the arm bar right there. You can have the hand checking, but you can see that left arm coming up, kind of restricting his ability to get back in to make a play on the ball.
Now Xavier Rhodes returns. Matched up with Allen Robinson, 22 yards on the penalty. First and 10 from the 17-yard line. Taking it down to the 14 is Yeldon for a gain of 3.
Mackenzie Alexander got to the sideline, and Mike Zimmer's got the patch on his eye, so he's only got one eye to give you the but boy, did he give him a scowl when he came off the sidelines. His secondary, with the penalties on this drive, allowing an offense that has struggled all afternoon
to
come up with some big plays.
Excuse me, Down. The first two committed by Rhodes, and then Alexander. Second down and 7. 10th play of the drive for the Jaguars. Win in motion. Bortles rolling to his right, under pressure, and he throws it away.
Allen Robinson on the outside. This is a bootleg, so you're going to have it in tiers. So Allen Robinson, 15 is going to be your deep route. Brian Walters right there coming across at the intermediate route was a little bit slow getting there. He never really appeared into the sight line of Blake Bortles until he got too far to the sideline.
So now third down and 7 for the Jaguars. They've converted on 42% of their third downs today, 5 for 12. Above their season average. Bortles on third down, fires, end zone, touchdown! Brian Walters.
Blake Bortles threw a couple of his best passes of the day. Had one to Allen Robinson early on this drive on an inside post route. And then this one here, this is really nice. Brian Walters up at the top of that bunch. Just pushing it straight up the field, just thrown on time into a tight window. Well done.
Second touchdown reception of the season for Walters. Finally a touchdown in this game after 7 field goals. Myers connects. And the Jaguars have their first lead of the afternoon. 3 penalties on the Vikings defense contributing, and then Bortles hits Walters for the Jaguars TD. First touchdown of the game, an 11-play, 90-yard drive. So for the Jaguars, 2 of their last 3 offensive possessions, they've gone 90-plus yards, a 92-yard drive earlier.
Yeah, and a lot of help by the Minnesota Vikings secondary there with the penalties, and Mike Zimmer's not going to be real happy about that. These are tight fits. There's margin for error. We keep talking about it. You can't give an advantage to the other team. You've got to play as clean a game as you possibly can, and he's not going to be happy with the way his secondary played on that drive.
Well, the Jaguars have their first lead of the game, looking to end a 7-game losing streak, a 6-game skid here in Jacksonville. Vikings have lost 4 in a row on the road. Officials blow the play dead.
Delay a game, kicking team number 2. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
How often do you see that?
I don't think I ever have.
First time for everything.
I honestly, I'm thinking, I don't think I have ever seen delay a game on a kickoff. And they were in a legal formation. They were 5 and 5, or they were 6 and 4. You can go 6 and 4. They weren't in an illegal formation to start the kick.
So they will move it back 5 yards to the 30.
And what this does is this gives Cordero Patterson, he's probably definitely going to have the opportunity to return this kick. And he's one of the more dangerous guys in the NFL.
Right, Myers with the highest touchback percentage in the league this year, but he now spots the ball at the 30 instead of the 35.
And the kickoffs have just not traveled as far this direction.
Keeps this one on the ground away from Patterson. It's taken at the 20-yard line. David Morgan on the return. Backup tight end, rookie out of Texas, San Antonio. Vikings trail by 4 following the touchdown reception by Brian Walters here in Jacksonville. Sam Bradford of the Vikings offense back on the field. A look at Bradford's numbers today. Now that's how long the ball was in the air before the catch was made by the receiver.
Yes, thrown beyond 20 yards in the air, and everybody talking about the lack of the explosive play coming into this game offensively for Minnesota. Nice job in that area today.
First and 10, 38-yard line. Stephon Diggs, gain of 5 out to the 43.
And they've got another one, Adam Thielen, with a catch and run after that for another big explosive play. So they've done it a number of different ways. Kind of the scramble to Kyle Rudolph to start the game, a nice throw down the field to Adam Thielen on a go route, and then you throw it underneath and he makes a guy miss and extends it. So getting them a lot of different ways.
But the Vikings have not been able to get into the end zone. Asiata stopped on a 4th and goal from inside the 1 at the end of the second quarter. Here's McKinnon who finds a hole and picks up the Vikings first down to midfield.
Boy, I tell you, I think it was Prince Amukamara who gets the tackle here. Let's see, 21 slicing in from the outside right there. Boy, that's a good job. Otherwise, he's got a full head of steam as he takes on Telvin Smith.
Former New York Giant, won a Super Bowl his rookie season. Fullback Zach Line in the game. First and 10 from midfield. Off the fake to McKinnon. Bradford steps up, dumps it off. It's McKinnon. And McKinnon has another Vikings first down to the Jaguars 38, a gain of 12.
And the last possession, it was Sam Bradford extending by sliding. Watch this time as he climbs the pocket. He's got pressure coming from the outside. Dante Fowler Jr. beats the tackle up the field. He crawls up in the pocket, dumps it down, and Jerick McKinnon, nice run after the catch there.
2 minutes remaining, third quarter. From the Jaguars 38. Off the fake to McKinnon. Bradford throws. It's caught by Thielen. Stays on his feet. And then is tackled at the 15-yard line by Telvin Smith. A 23-yard pass play.
But what we're seeing today is really Minnesota doing it more than Jacksonville, but making the plays when they're there to be made. Watch this by Adam Thielen. That's a nice job by Sam Bradford, just getting the ball out. Adam Thielen knows he's going to take the big hit, makes the catch, takes the big hit, and then gets a little bit more yardage afterwards.
Thielen over 100 yards, second time this season. This is McKinnon. Knocked out of bounds at the 8.
Not tackling well on this drive. The Jaguars in the secondary linebacker level, not tackling well here the last couple of plays.
Second down and 3 from the Jaguars 8. Bradford pulls it in and then throws it away as he was under pressure from Malik Jackson.
Big offseason free agent signing for Jacksonville. Working the inside. When you've got a guy that's inside, that's a really good pass rusher on the inside, boy, it makes it so much more difficult.
Won a Super Bowl with Denver last year. In fact, he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl on a fumble recovery, Malik Jackson. Third down and 3. Bradford dumps it off, and McKinnon will pick up a first down inside the 5. So a new set of downs for the Vikings as we approach the end of the third quarter.
This is a real nice job. You give your running back a chance in space to make a play. Jerick McKinnon checks protection. You dump it down. Now you got to go make something happen. Look at that cut back to the inside on Telvin Smith to get the first down.
So a big play for the Vikings as the third quarter comes to an end in Jacksonville with the Jaguars leading by 4 on a first and goal for the Vikings when we come back. We head to the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Laura Oatman. Jaguars with the game's only touchdown to this point. Bortles to Walters. Jaguars lead by 4, but the Vikings with a first and goal from the 3. Similar situation back late in the second quarter, and Minnesota would come away with nothing.
No points. And that was one of the big points of emphasis this week that Sam Bradford talked to us about.
Here is McKinnon, who was not involved on any of the plays back in the second quarter, and McKinnon gets stopped.
No, he was not involved in the play the first time they had first and goal at the 3, but it sure looked like the exact same thing. Matt Asiata just got stuffed twice on the run. Almost gets it in here, but on review did not break the plane. Then on fourth and goal, penetration by Senderick Marks. And just remember those 2 highlights we showed you. Looks very similar to the last play. An unblocked defender right at the point of attack.
McKinnon lined up to the left of Bradford. Second and goal. Bradford looking to throw to the end zone and through the back of the end zone, but there is a flag. Rudolph, the intended receiver. You saw Rudolph react following the contact by Cyprien.
Working man-to-man right here in the middle of your screen. There's the grab right there. I think the initial one, I think he's okay with the initial one. But then
before the pass is thrown, holding number 37 of the defense. After distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
As Kyle Rudolph adjusts and then tries to break back inside, I think that's when they threw the flag on Jonathan Cyprien. But I thought he was okay at the start.
So the ball will be spotted inside the 2. Asiata checks back in. 5 goal-to-go plays, no points for the Vikings today. It is first and goal. The give to Asiata, and he forces his way across the goal line for a Vikings touchdown.
Well, we saw Matt Asiata shortly after their last opportunity inside the 5 when he got stuffed on back-to-back plays, and he was very, very passionate, very, very upset at that point. You knew he was not going to be denied on this one. There's not a lot there again. This is good goal line defense by Jacksonville, but he just comes in, he moves the whole pile. You know what? The Vikings did a great job staying on their feet. The offensive linemen of the Minnesota Vikings stayed on their feet and moved people. They didn't let Jacksonville just create a pile at the line of scrimmage.
Where are the sunglasses?
I know he's going to get in trouble from his ophthalmologist.
Forbath for the extra point. Vikings lead by 3, but there is a flag.
Full start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
All right, so they'll take the point off the board.
Boy, these haven't been a gimme, especially as of late. The last few weeks, the PAT has been an adventure.
Right, 12 in one day a couple of weeks back. Asiata's 6th rushing touchdown this season, 4 of the last 5 games. After he came so close back in the second quarter. So this is the equivalent of a 38-yard field goal. And Forbath does not connect. They made the first one, the penalty, missed extra point. That's his second miss after Walsh had his issues.
This game is sponsored by T-Mobile. Switch to the network built for unlimited data.
2-point game in Jacksonville following the missed extra point. Vikings have now missed 6. Blair Walsh 4, Kai Forbath 2. Asiata touchdown, giving the Vikings the lead once again. Corey Grant in for Marquise Lee, takes a knee.
Well, here's the flinch. I think you can go here, here, or here. I mean, it looks like all three of them are kind of moving a little bit. So that was a chain reaction. And you never know. You never know what play is going to be the play that kind of makes the game go a different direction. And yeah, you've got a 3-point lead. You kick the extra point, and oh, God, we got to do it again. And now it's a 2-point lead. It's just a completely different dynamic now moving forward.
Right. Turned into a 38-yard attempt following the penalty. And now the Jaguars start from their 25-yard line. This is Yeldon. And Yeldon will not pick up yardage. Terrence Newman chased him down. Trey Waynes out of the game due to injury. So it's Newman, the 14-year vet, back on the field. 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. Total yards pretty close after the Vikings had the edge by a wide margin after the first quarter. Bortles, short throw. It's Yeldon. Yeldon attempts to hurdle Terrence Newman. Yeldon out to the 30-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 5.
Good play by Terrence Newman coming up right here.
Newman says, do I need this at my age? Oldest cornerback in the NFL.
I am not going to comment because last time we talked to Terrence Newman, he did want to talk age.
Well, we did not say the number.
You know what? It might be good for him to be on the field right now with Xavier Rhodes because that's his mentor. That's who Xavier looks up to since he kind of lost his composure there on that last series. Maybe good to have Terrence Newman back out there.
3rd down and 5. Bortles pass intended for Shane Wynn. Jaguars go 3 and out.
An opportunity here. You're working against the safety, Anthony Harris, and just you got to push him up. Got to get a little bit more separation. You didn't give Blake Bortles any window to get that ball into, and Anthony Barr sliding out gets a deflection anyways.
First Jaguars punt since the first quarter. Kicking field goals, and well, the Vikings got a piece of it. There is a flag.
Was nice timing from the second level on the punt rush. Timed up very well. J-Ron Curse gets the deflection, so running into the kicker, roughing the kicker, you've got the block. So if that was the call, they'll pick that up. Was there a hold inside on Jacksonville? Because the blitz was timed up. The pressure was timed up very well with a player coming from that second level, hitting it almost on full stride.
There's no foul on the play for roughing the kicker. Number 27 tipped the ball, and then he's entitled to make contact with the kicker if he's the one that does touch the ball. No foul.
Good pickup by you. Excellent call by the referee, John Hussey. Following the block by Curse. You wouldn't see this in Minnesota today.
No, you know what? That's definitely a fan that made the trek down here because it's been a little bit chilly here in the Jacksonville area. But for Minnesota, that's a balmy day if it's 55 down at the beach.
And that gentleman taking a rest after he did an excellent job constructing that sign with the standings in the NFC North. And how about the Bears and Lions? Chicago has gone on top, 17-13 over Detroit. On the direct snap, 3rd time today, it's McKinnon. Vikings and Packers both scoreboard watching. And with under 7 minutes remaining in Detroit, the Lions trail the Bears by 4.
The division has been up and down all year long, and it's because of a lot of different things. And right there, that's Minnesota trying to manufacture some runs. And you go to the Wildcat, you kick Sam Bradford to the outside, direct snap to Jerick McKinnon, and they've got to do things like that. You'll see Cordero Patterson involved in the run game, some other guys coming in. It's hard for them to line up and just knock people off the ball the way we've seen them do when Adrian Peterson is back there and their offensive line is healthy.
2nd down and 7, under 12 minutes remaining. Vikings lead by 2. From the 44-yard line, Bradford steps up, takes off, a lot of running room across midfield, and Bradford is down inside the 40. Actually marked down at the 41, so Bradford with a 15-yard pickup, his longest run as a Viking.
Great quick decision. Watch the running back. Jarek McKinnon comes over in protection right there on Paul Puslesny. It almost looked like a quarterback draw because it was like a lead blocker leading up on the blitzer. But as soon as Sam Bradford saw that man-to-man coverage and everything breaking down, he just took off.
That's the longest run today for the Vikings. On the Jaguars 41. Bradford throws, wide open, it's Diggs. Stephon Diggs with a Minnesota first down to the Jacksonville 23 with Jalen Ramsey defending. 19-yard pass play, but it's coming back.
That's a shame. This is a nice play here. Drawn up, you've got Adam Thielen taking everything deep. Looks like that little quick screen, and then you kind of drift to the outside. Good play design, good execution. Good catch by Stephon Diggs, making a play when it's there to be made, but there's the reaction from Sam Bradford.
Sunglasses back on, the head coach Mike Zimmer, following 4 eye surgeries. Issue with the referee Mike. Ball spotted back at the 49, 10-yard penalty. First down and 20. Bradford to the outside. Looking to spin away as McKinnon. Puslesny the tackle down to Laura.
You guys were talking about not being able to get that run game going, with the exception of that Bradford run. I talked to Mike Zimmer about that at halftime, and he wasn't as frustrated as I would have thought. He just said, we can't get the run game going, so we're going to pass more. His exact phrase was, let it rip. And that's what Pat Shurmur really was preaching to the guys last night, telling them, let's go in here and cut it loose today. Don't let your mind get in the way. Don't get caught up in any anxiety we have. What we've done, what we haven't done with the big play. Come out here, have fun, let loose. And we're seeing that.
Yeah, just be relaxed, play the game loose, just go out and play football. And we've seen that. They've made plays they haven't made the last few weeks.
Second down and 21. Bradford looking for Thielen. Vikings set back on this drive by the Clemmings holding penalty, now facing a third down and 21.
And it might give this a little bit to that front of Jacksonville with some pressure. Force that throw to be a little bit early. If Sam Bradford can hold it one more tick, Adam Thielen's going to clear that window, and he's going to be open in the middle of the field. A much easier throw for Sam Bradford.
Vikings must get to the 31 for a first down as Bradford checks it down to Asiata, and he will not get into field goal range as we head to Los Angeles for a game break. Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Vikings fans don't often root for the Bears, but I'm sure they're smiling after seeing Trayvon LeBlanc pick off Max Stafford for a pick six. That put the Bears out in front of the first-place Lions, 17-13. Getting late in the fourth quarter. Kenny Moose and Laura.
All right, thanks, Kurt. So a defensive touchdown, giving the Bears the lead. Brandon Fusco is the injured Viking, their right guard. Under 4 minutes on the clock in Detroit.
And an already banged up offensive line. There's Brandon Fusco, number 63. Comes in, goes down low, and then has big Senderic Marks come in and land on top of him.
Is sponsored by K Jewelers. For 100 years, every kiss begins with K.
Fourth quarter in Jacksonville with the Vikings leading by 2. There is the injured Viking Brandon Fusco.
And they've been able to stay relatively healthy. They've had to shift a little bit at guard, center guard. It's the tackle area that's really taken the hit with the injuries. But right now, Alex Boone, their left guard, is their only day one starter in that offensive line if Brandon Fusco can't make it back out.
Right. A flag as the punter, Locke, was knocked down. Punt settles inside the 10. Locke slow to get up.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 48. He hit the kicker in the plant leg. 15 yards, automatic, first down.
That's Alex Ellis. He was locked up with Anthony Harris of the Vikings. So the Minnesota offense back onto the field.
And when you're going for a punt block, there's an area, it's called the block point, and it's off to the side. You never want to be coming in where you're down the line on the punter, where you have the opportunity to make contact with him. You want to kind of come in to a point where if you miss it, you're going to roll or slide through. He's not going to land on you. You don't have the opportunity to have that collision. Again, detail.
Was probably not happy about it. Zach Karen, 67, in at right guard for Brandon Fusco. Bradford hands it off. This is McKinnon inside the 25 of the Jaguars to the 24-yard line. Gain of 7.
You cannot ever allow your opposition, you can't let that offense back on the field, whether it's a special teams penalty, a defensive penalty that extends.
Detroit back on top. Lions lead the Bears 20-17. Second down and 3. Asiata in the backfield. And this is Asiata. And he picks up a first down. Still going. Inside the 10, the 5. Finally down at the 1-yard line.
I told you he was going to give you everything he has on every snap. He's kind of stepping outside his comfort zone right here. This is well done. Nice little jump cut right here. He's in the open field. Again, the missed tackles we've seen from this Jacksonville defense here in the second half. Very uncharacteristic. Jonathan Cyprien has him at the line of scrimmage, and he's the first one to miss the tackle. And then this is just all Matt Asiata down inside the 2.
23-yard pickup. That's only the 4th 20-yard run by a Viking this season. Extra blocker, 2 tight ends. Here's Asiata. Nothing this time.
And we've seen him do this defensively. Jacksonville has been very tough down here inside the goal line. Matt Asiata was able to punch it in the last time they were here, but it's never come easy. And this is a huge possession if they can force the field goal attempt as opposed to the touchdown.
Vikings have an extra blocker on the field, number 64, Willie Beavers. 2 tight ends. Ellison shifts on second and goal. Bradford throws, and Ellison is tackled shy of the goal line by Hayes Pullard III.
We hear it all the time. Do your job. Do your job. Don't chase. Run fake from the backside. Do your job. If you're contained, if you've got the late guy that's going out, and that's exactly what Hayes Pullard does right here. He has coverage out the backside. Rhett Ellison trying to sneak out after that hard play action. Makes the tackle.
Vikings leave in their big bodies. On 3rd and goal, Asiata. Second effort. Asiata looks to be short once again. Did the ball come out?
Matt Asiata doesn't have it in his hands anymore. That's for sure.
Attempting to get to the bottom of the pile.
We saw on their first opportunity early in the game, Matt Asiata lost the ball as he tried to stretch out and hit it, but he was already ruled down. So we'll see what happens here.
The officials will get together.
It requires clear recovery, right, Kenny? How do you find a clear recovery in that mess? But Matt Asiata is stuffed. He's up. You can see him reaching right there. It's loose.
The ruling on the field is a fumble, recovered by the defense, in the end zone, touchdown.
So the Vikings turn it over. Recovered in the end zone by the Jaguars. Jacksonville will take over with just over 6 minutes remaining, trailing by 2. First turnover of the game on either side.
You just got to be smart. You got to know when that play is over, and you see a lot of guys reaching that ball out. That's the risk you run, is you reach it out to extend and try and break that play.
Is now under review.
You can have the opportunity for a fumble.
All turnovers are reviewed, so John Hussey will take a look. Ruled a fumble. We are in a booth review. The last play ruled an Asiata fumble, recovered in the end zone by the Jaguars. We bring in Mike Pereira from Los Angeles. Mike, what did you see?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting play because they had to look to see, did the ball break the plane before it came loose? It did not.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's a fumble and a touchback recovered by the defense. Will the game clock operator please set the game clock to 6:19, please?
So, Mike, the call stands.
And then the last thing they had to look at, Kenny, is did they have a look as to who recovered it and where? Because if it was recovered in the field of play by a defender who was in contact with an offensive player, then you'd have the ball at the one. But when it gets into piles like this, who knows what it is, where it is, and so you will always hear ruling on the field stands.
All right, thanks very much, Mike. They've added some time back onto the clock. First and 10, 20-yard line for Blake Bortles. And the Jaguars pass sails incomplete, intended for Yeldon.
Well, just missed opportunities, I mean, for the Vikings offense to be able to get down inside the 5-yard line, goal-to-go situations, and walk away twice with no points at all.
Right. Asiata stopped on 4th down in the second quarter. There he is. Then they scored the touchdown, but a missed extra point. And now the fumble by Asiata.
They're not good enough to have those types of mistakes and win football games.
Second down and 10 as Yeldon is bottled up by the combination of Neil Hunter and Linval Joseph.
But this is what it's been like. It's been both defenses flexing their muscles. It's been Jacksonville inside the 5 goal line situations. And then when Blake Bortles and his offense comes out, they should have momentum. And Minnesota's defense will not allow them anything positive to build on that momentum.
Third down and 10. Under 6 minutes remaining. Jaguars must get to the 30. As Bortles sets and throws. The intended receiver was Marquise Lee. So after the Minnesota turnover, the Jaguars go 3 and out and will punt it away.
And this play doesn't have a chance. I'd rather see him check it down. We've seen all during the course of the game with both offenses, plays being checked down, allowing your guys to make a play. Right now, he's just locked in to Marquise Lee. That is the guy that he feels most comfortable with, most confident with. And when he gets into a situation and that ball has to come out, it's going to number 11.
Dortmund inside his 10. Thielen back deep for the Vikings. Second straight 3 and out for Jacksonville. As Thielen lets it bounce. And it takes a Jaguars roll. So the Vikings will take over with 5:18 on the clock. The NFC playoff picture, Detroit with under a minute remaining, leading Chicago by 3. Bears have the football. Cowboys and Giants tonight. Seahawks lead the West, Falcons the South.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun stretch down here as we get down to the end of the season, especially in that NFC North, to see how that all plays out. And they've gone back and forth during the course of the season, knocking each other off. Nobody's really had the opportunity to assert themselves.
The kicking team went out of bounds. He first came in and was the first to touch the ball. This is a legal touching of a kick. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the dead ball spot. Minnesota keeps the ball, first down.
So the late flag thrown after the punt, with the Vikings leading the Jaguars by 2. Minnesota, playoff team last year, lose to Seattle at home, win their first 5 games this season. Despite losing Teddy Bridgewater, Adrian Peterson, they've dropped 6 of their last 7. Looking to get back in the win column today.
Yeah, both tackles, Matt Khalil, Andre Smith, they go out. It has been one challenge after another for Minnesota, and it was a team that felt like they were ready to take that next step after that heartbreaking loss to Seattle in the playoff game. So
now it looks like they will re-kick
instead of adding the 5.
Right, the Vikings offense and Jaguars defense was out on the field, but now they will punt it away once again.
And I think that that's part of the reason why the organization was so aggressive going after Sam Bradford. You know, we hear windows of opportunity. And I think that really Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman kind of looked at what this team did last season, where they were headed for this season, and felt, hey, let's go out, let's be aggressive, let's fill that void after Teddy Bridgewater got hurt. And then Adrian Peterson gets hurt. And that's a devastating injury for this team, because the running game is such a key element of how this team functions in all 3 phases. You know, defense is the dictating group, offense, no turnovers, run the ball hard, special teams, make a play when you can. And that all kind of fell apart on him early on.
Dortmund handled the high snap.
Wow.
Thielen will let it bounce once again. And this will set up excellent field position for the Vikings. 17-yard difference following the re-kick. As we check out the remaining schedules, of course, the top line, today's opponents for the Vikings, home for Indianapolis, travel to Lambeau, and then host the Bears week 17.
Yeah, and people are going to look at schedules, and everybody said coming into this game, Minnesota maybe the easiest road, you know, through the remainder of the season. And you look at the opponents and the records that they have, but you watch Jacksonville play. This was a 2-9 team going into last week, 2-10 coming into this week. No, they don't look like that on film. If they're not making mistakes, you better be ready to play.
On the toss, it's McKinnon into Jaguars territory on first down. For an update on the Lions and the Bears, Carissa.
Yeah, how about this one? Matt Stafford decides to take matters into his own hands. 7-yard touchdown run. He picked a good time to have his first rushing touchdown of the year. Lions lead, not by much, 2017. Kenny?
And Carissa, they are down to the final half minute, 27 seconds remaining. Matthew Stafford and the Lions leading the Bears by 3.
How many times has Matthew Stafford found a way to will that team a win at the end of the game?
What a season. Stafford and the Lions. Stafford's pass to the 42-yard line. And that is the first catch today for Charles Johnson. And Johnson picks up the Vikings' first down. Sam Bradford, Heisman Trophy winner back in 2008. Of course, the Heisman awarded last night to 19-year-old Lamar Jackson, the Louisville quarterback, youngest Heisman Trophy winner in history.
Yeah, one of the, what was it, the 6th largest margin of victory from first to second. So a lot of discussion if he was going to slide a little bit there towards the end of the season. But boy, he sure had a great first half.
Bradford has a vote, of course, all of the past winners involved in the voting. A couple of Oklahoma shooters from his alma mater.
Might have had a face mask there.
Yep, more flags.
And this is what I mean when we talk about pre-snap or post-play penalties that drive coaches crazy. This is part of the game. It's unfortunate. But Tyson Alualu doesn't mean to do that. He's not trying to grab by the face mask.
That 15-yard penalty will be enforced in the previous spot. Automatic first down.
13th Jacksonville penalty. Down to 3.5 remaining. With the Vikings leading by 2. Gus Bradley's Jaguars involved in so many close games. 6 of their 10 losses by 7 points or less this season. On the 28, McKinnon. McKinnon gains a couple.
My first year in Dallas, we went through a similar season to what they're going through here in Jacksonville. We finished 1-15 that year, and you know we didn't feel like we were a 1-15 team. You know, maybe a 4-12, 5-11, but there were games that they were there for us to win, and we didn't know how to win a football game. And I know that sounds odd, but right now you watch what Jacksonville has done throughout this game. It's like there's plays to be made that will help you win, and you kind of get into this rut, and it's like you've forgotten how to win, how to make those plays that put you over the top.
Jaguars used their first time out. Jacksonville, 4 wins their first season under Gus Bradley, then down to 3, 5 last year, 2-10 this season. What will the future hold? They trail the Vikings by 2. Second down and 8 after stopping the clock. They're using their first timeout. Bradford the handoff, McKinnon. And it's Dan Skuta makes the tackle, and now Jacksonville will use their second timeout. The Lions have 1. It is all over in Detroit. As we take another look at the Skuta tackle of McKinnon. So Detroit goes to 9-4 for the moment. 3 wins more than both the Vikings and the Packers. Packers and Seahawks coming up on America's Game of the Week. Vikings hoping to close out this one. And as we mentioned, they will travel up to Green Bay in 2 weeks. Third down and 10. Minnesota just 2 for 10 on third down today. And the catch is made by Cordero Patterson. And Patterson able to fight forward for a huge Vikings first down.
He's too uncovered. You can't allow a guy like this, that much room. He's just going to drop into the flat. Somebody's got to squeeze up on him, whether it's Paul Puslesny, the linebacker on the inside, or if it's one of your guys on the outside. Is Aaron Colvin responsible for closing that gap? But you can't let Cordero Patterson, catch a ball 3-4 yards away from the first down marker. He's too fast. He's too powerful.
So a huge play on third down and 10. New set of downs for the Vikings. Jaguars have only 1 timeout remaining. Here's Alciana. Fumbled on his last carry. And now Jacksonville will use that third and final timeout. They still have the 2-minute warning. We are down to 3:08 remaining. Well, coming up on Tuesday, the Big East College hoops excitement reaches a whole new level. Number 1, Villanova hits the court against Temple. The action tips off Tuesday night, 7 Eastern on FS1. Jay Wright and the Wildcats coming off a championship season last year. Going up against Temple Tuesday, FS1. Gus Bradley talking some basketball with us on Friday. We mentioned Minnesota native. Fan of all of the Minnesota teams. As a youngster, he's going down the Timberwolves roster with us. Catch is made by Kyle Rudolph. And Rudolph will pick up another Vikings first down at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, this game would not be close right now if Minnesota was efficient down inside the 5-yard line, because they have been very, very good offensively up until that point. Here's another opportunity for Kyle Rudolph right here. It's a simple play. It's a basic play. Just executed well.
So now the Vikings back in that area. They've run 12 plays inside the 8. They've come away with just the 1 touchdown. Alciana stopped on 4th and goal. The fumble earlier in this quarter. Here's Alciana. Takes it inside the 3, and we are under 3 minutes remaining. Vikings in the red zone today. 4 different results.
It's amazing. I mean, Sam Bradford sits there and talks to us yesterday and says, we've got that small margin for error. We can't have the negative plays all over the field, but especially when we get down into the red zone. So just keep amplifying that as you move closer and closer to the goal line. All their big mistakes have come inside the 5-yard line where they are right now.
So now they'll run the next play, then can take it down to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and goal. Off the fake to Alciana. Bradford throws, end zone, touchdown, Kyle Rudolph.
We saw that play on the previous time they were inside the 5. They ran it with Brett Ellison. It was Hayes Pollard that made the play. This time they kind of switch it up. Now they've got Kyle Rudolph short. Looks like Jonathan Cyprien was supposed to have him in coverage, and he stumbled coming out. Just do your job. You hear all the coaches talk about it all the time. You know, who's got contain and coverage in that situation. Kyle Rudolph should not be that open in the end zone.
And now a huge extra point to make it a two-possession game after Forbath missed one earlier. This one is straight through. So the Vikings lead by 9 following the Rudolph touchdown, his 4th of the season. Well, small screen, stadium-sized content. Watch live local Sunday games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. Career season for Kyle Rudolph. Now has 58 receptions, a new career high. 60-year tight end out of Notre Dame. He played Big East basketball. Or at least received some offers.
A little bit different.
Yeah, did not play basketball in school, but received some offers from Big East schools, ACC schools coming out of high school.
Yeah, that shows you how much this game has changed. Kyle Rudolph to 28 so quickly in his career compared to Steve Jordan. But really, one of the big things that's really hurt Jacksonville today, they just have not played complementary football, and they've struggled with complementary football all season long. Is that's the offense, defense, and special teams all working in conjunction. When your defense denies the opposition touchdowns inside the 5-yard line, and your offense doesn't do anything with those opportunities. I mean, the last time they create a fumble, your offense gets the ball back at the 20, you go 3 and out, and you give the opposition the ball back inside. I think they were in their own territory, right? They weren't even in midfield. You can't do that to your defense.
Go, baby, go. Jaguars trail by 9, out of timeouts. And they will start from their 25-yard line as we check out the playoff picture in the AFC. How about the battle in the West? Kansas City with a huge win on Thursday night over Oakland. So the Chiefs and Raiders both 10-3. Broncos at 8-4. Miami leading Arizona today. So the Dolphins just 5 minutes away from their 8th win of the season.
I think one of the things that really helped us when I was in Dallas to have success in the playoffs was the fact that our division was so strong top to bottom. It's going to be interesting to watch Kansas City, Oakland, and Denver if they get into the playoffs being battle-tested and having to play those types of games, you know, late in the season for that last month, the month of December. Everything kind of takes on that playoff feel to try and secure your position.
Sterling limping as he gets up following the 6-yard reception. As we hit the 2-minute warning in Jacksonville. A couple of Viking touchdowns here in the 4th quarter. Minnesota leading by 9.
It is sponsored by HP. Keep reinventing.
Minnesota Vikings with a 9-point lead. Lions have already won. Detroit goes to 9 wins on the season. Vikings less than 2 minutes away from their 7th. As the Jaguars will move the chains with no timeouts remaining. First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Bortles to the far side. Making the catch and getting out of bounds is Neil Sterling for a gain of 8.
Blake Bortles does a nice job here. Doesn't really panic as protection starts to break down. And here's one of the benefits that you have when you got a big physical guy like this. You know, the ability to make throws like that. You know, sometimes it comes back and bites him. He talked to us about the platform and getting his feet set, but it's a fine line to balance being technically perfect and still being able to turn that ball loose and play aggressively.
Second down and 2 as Bortles throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Aurelius Ben, the former Tampa Bay Buck, as we check in with Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. So Washington was down 1, under 2 minutes left in the game, and Chris Thompson, the hero here, 25-yard run, puts his team up 27-22. Philly has the ball with 35 seconds left. If both these scores hold up, Washington would be a spot ahead of the Vikings. Kenny?
Due to that tie, thanks, Carissa. Washington will go to 7-5-1. The tie in London with Cincinnati. Taking it to the 32-yard line is Shane Wynn for a gain of 20 with 1:10 remaining. You always wonder how those ties come into play. Redskins had a chance to win that game in overtime, missed a field goal, come away with the tie, and they would be a half game ahead of the Vikings in the standings if both results hold. So with under a minute remaining, it is a 25-16 game. 3 games in history ended with a 25-16 score, including Vikings over the Titans week 1. How about that? We had a 14-5 game a couple of weeks ago, Seattle and Tampa Bay, only the second time in NFL history. Must be us.
We get to see the unusual ones.
Right. And the Bortles is set for the 4th time today. How about the season Daniil Hunter is having? The second-year Viking out of LSU, 10.5 sacks.
They can do this without bringing pressure. A lot of people talk about that A-gap pressure scheme that Mike Zimmer has, but they've got some pass rushers up front. With just their down 4, they can get to the quarterback.
Half minute to play. You can hear the Viking fans in the crowd with the Skol chants. This is Walters. There is a flag.
Legal block in the back. Offense number 15. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's Allen Robinson. Coming up next, America's Game of the Week. Most of you will see the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. Pressure on the Packers with the Lions winning today. Vikings 22 seconds away from a victory. Great job by our entire crew here in Jacksonville, led by producer Barry Landis, director Brian Lilly, associate director Joe Williams, broadcast associate Paul Marmero. As the Jaguars send out the field goal unit to get some points. Technical producer is Sid Drexler, technical director Jared Legrani. Our statisticians Dave Corris and Rick Camps. Our spotter Ben Bowman. This will be a 61-yard attempt. Career long for Myers, 58. Vikings will use a timeout, so they'll try to get the points.
Second charge
onside
timeout.
kick.
Minnesota.
Get the ball back. So a 61-yard attempt upcoming, which would pull the Jaguars to within 6. And what a race in the NFC North with a huge game coming up. Green Bay and Seattle. Lions with the win on the late Stafford touchdown. And the Vikings with 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter after Jacksonville took the lead.
And a lot of games to be played within the division, and it's been one of those divisions where nobody's really grabbed control of it. Obviously Detroit out in front with a better record, but we've seen some upsets there. We've seen Chicago knock off Detroit, so you never know what's going to happen. And I don't think I ever remember a season so much like this one, where there's not a lot of separation from the great teams in the NFL this season to the teams that are struggling and trying to find their way along. We saw that with Minnesota and Dallas last Thursday night.
All right, 61-yard attempt, and it is blocked. There's a smile from the head coach, Mike Zimmer, coaching with one eye today after missing the game last Thursday night against Dallas.
But when you're going from 61 yards out, you've got to hit it, you've got to drive it. It's going to come out with a little bit lower trajectory. So good job by the Vikings in that interior spot, getting the push and then elevating to impact that kick. But opportunities for Jacksonville to win this game, especially here in the 4th quarter. Their defense played outstanding inside the 5. They gave their offense an opportunity. I don't know what's wrong with Jacksonville's offense this season. When you look at what they did last year, as explosive as they were, the defense is struggling last year. They've got 7 new starters on this defense, a new defensive coordinator. They're playing really, really well, and it's the offense that's kind of got this whole dynamic mixed up between offense, defense, and special teams.
For the Vikings, who trailed heading into the 4th quarter with 2 4th-quarter touchdowns. Minnesota goes to 7-6. Jacksonville with their 8th straight defeat, dropping to 2-11. Up and down day for Asiata. State Farm game break coming up from Los Angeles. So long from Jacksonville for Darryl Johnston and Laura Oakman, Kenny Albert. Vikings win it by 9.